scrapbook that will help take our projects from someday to today.
We're your typical odd couple with too many old cars and new projects.
Between the two of us,
It's always something. I'm Colton.
And I'm Lance.
And here we go. You are in the hood of a
1977 Lincoln Continental. And when you're a short guy like me, you have to work from inside the compartment, engine compartment. 464. From what I've learned on the internet, you have the water holes towards the back of the block, and the block off part to the front of the block.
Now, I see you just threw away a book that we do end up using. But,
Yeah, that's the Haney's Ford Engine Rebuild Manual, which I would suggest if you're working on a Ford engine that you invest in one. It's full of useful information.
There we go.
Rest your leg. Careful.
Careful. You careful.
You be careful.
Careful.
I got this.
Mm-hmm.
Now I feel stuck.
See, is that the definition of gottenness?
No, I got it.
Okay. Yeah.
I got it.
Be careful.
Jeez,
See, aren't you glad I moved that light? See, it would have been in your way.
This is a real heavy piece of machine.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, several weeks. At the moment, we have just installed head gaskets, and we are installing the heads at this point.
All right. Now, so we're installing the head gaskets, heads. This is when we're installing essentially the Holley EFI fuel injection system. Why are we putting a fuel injection system on a 1977 Lincoln Continental is the question.
Well, that's kind of a long story, but basically, we're going to get into the EFI in a later Lincoln video, like in detail, kind of, to show how it's done and how it works. But I bought it for a different car, and that car wasn't ready for it. This car needed a carburetor really bad, and some other work done to it, so I decided to put it on this car instead. And I think I've made a good decision. At least this car is drivable now.
You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Got it?
Yeah, just don't tear off the Lincoln emblem.
You don't tear off.
Oh my god.
Uh-huh. What did I just say?
Put my foot
Everyone saw it. All right. Yeah, the Lincoln. It was after we installed that it's what you see in the opening credit video.
They used to leave me stranded almost every time I drove it.
So yes. So what is your attachment? What is your attachment to the Lincoln? Why of our collection of cars? Why is there a Lincoln in it?
I love this body style. It's just ridiculously big and square and just really classy looking car. I've always liked Lincolns. It's harder than a Madonna concert out here.
Oh my goodness.
Now we're going to torque down the heads.
Okay.
We have to do it in a specific order.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's what the book says.
Oh, right there.
And I'm gonna trust that guy right there with the mullet, the curly mullet. Because a guy like that's gotta know what he's talking about.
There we go. Fair enough. Fair enough.
There. Now, it says to torque these 460s to 130 to 140 pounds, but I don't want to do that right off the bat. I'm going to 80 pounds first on all of them, and then coming back and doing 140.
Got
Pretty good.
cute.
You're ridiculous.
You're cute.
Whatever. Even since I was a little kid, I liked Lincolns.
Like a boat.
Yeah, and it rides really well, and it's got good power. It's just a fun car to drive.
Now, how did you get this Lincoln? I can't remember, because you had a Lincoln very similar to this before, correct?
Yes, I had a 79 four-door. that was a really good car, but it needed a lot of work. And this one needs a lot of work too, but
I was going to say.
but this one has a 460. That other one only had a 400, and this is a 2-door, and the other one was a 4-door. And this is a 77, so the speedometer is cooler. Like, things like that matter to me.
Well, there you go. Okay, I get it. Oh, I don't get it, but I get it because, I live in it. So, but this was quite a bit of a challenge, right? So, when you say you showed the book, you have the book there. You're reading it. You're not reading it, but you are reading parts of it, reading from it. And so, but this could have gone so much smoother had you used the book more. You read it twice, right? You said.
Well, no, I read the instructions for the EFI twice before I tried to install it. But when you suffer from ADHD the way I do, it kind of forces you to do things your own way anyway. So it was a helpful guide, but I should have paid a lot closer attention to it. If you're going to do it, follow the instructions.
There you go. Yeah, because it did.
And that was purely based on that. If I had followed all the instructions to a T, it would have started the first time.
Perhaps. Because
we still had that issue.
Yeah, and so I like watching you work. Look at you work. But
Is that why it's in fast motion?
Well, I mean, Lord knows I wish I could watch you work faster. And so
Well, that'll never happen.
No, but
somebody at work said, "You only have one speed, don't you?" And I said, "Yeah, I do."
yeah. So what is this point now? What is that stuff you're? So what is that stuff you're?
This is anti-seize.
Not antifreeze,
no.
anti-seize, anti-seize. Look here.
It just basically keeps it from rusting. Yeah, they're kind of sometimes after they're in there a while, it's been hot and cold multiple times. I guess it makes it hard for them to come out sometimes. This just keeps that from happening. It gets everywhere though. I mean,
okay, turn my gloves. What is this?
silicone.
Oh.
But we're just installing the plugs, Motorcraft plugs, factory replacement plugs.
Nice.
Not the cheap stuff. I don't want to do the cheap stuff anymore.
It does seem to be that with tools and machinery in general that you do get what you pay for.
It seems that way, yeah. Now, you're supposed to gap spark plugs. You have a little tool where you gap them.
What does that mean?
This little electrode has a gap in it.
Gotcha.
You're supposed to make that gap a certain size. But most of the time they're already done that way. It's just it's a nuisance to have to do it. So we're just gonna look at it and say if it's got a gap, it's gapped. There it's gapped.
And if the gap isn't wide enough, we can widen it.
It'll be like if one of these are smashed in or something, the electrode is closed. We can do it then. But No, then we have to finish hooking up this Holly Sniper EFI unit.
Oh, the thing that's sitting pretty on top, but it's not quite attached yet.
Yeah. Gee. Holy shit. That scared me.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. Someone honked just as I was...
Nobody honked.
Yeah, you didn't hear that?
I mean, I heard a honk, but I thought it was you. I thought you like pressed the honk button.
From out here. On a car with no battery in it.
Shut up.
Can you hand me that anti-seize? Oh shit. Just find a better place to stack your tools than just on the fender or radiator support. It's just lazy to put them all right here in the way. This time I'm starting with back. Of course, this side isn't this hard.
No, of course not.
Usually this side is, on most cars, this is the hard side. But not on this one. I say most. Dodges, mostly, because that's all I ever really worked on. Starting with the first one. Spark plug number one, cylinder number one.
Okay, so now what have you done? What was that you just...
Put the loom on. Basically, it's just this stuff here. It wraps around the wire. It's supposed to keep it safe from heat damage and
okay.
brushing up and rubbing up against something and causing.
So you had to wrap it around all those wires. So
Yeah.
okay. So now that you've done that, what are we doing with it now?
Now we plug it into the main unit here. Some
It looks close. But not quite.
No. Okay. Where does this fit? Let's find out. See anything over there with that plug? No, it'll have to be. Ah, here we go. It's hiding back here.
Nice.
That's a good click.
No.
Now. That would be the right thing to do.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
We tried starting this thing several times with no luck, and after getting on the internet and finding some information about this distributor here, interferes with the ECU that's inside here. So I'm gonna try this license plate to see if I can create a barrier and see if that'll help it start.
There you go.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good sign.
What?
All right, so we were able to get the heads and head gaskets on the Lincoln. We were even able to place the Holley EFI fuel injection, get it going, but there's other stuff that gets in the way of that. So what's next for the Lincoln?
Well, like you say, we just got it running. So the next thing, the next video will basically be an up close look at how to get the EFI system to work on a big block Ford.
Nice.
This episode was just to introduce the Lincoln. All these first episodes are just to introduce the cars, and we'll go up from there. So yeah, next would be the fuel injection, and then I believe paint, and then finally interior, and I don't know, we'll just go from there.
All right. Well, to follow along with us, go ahead and give us a like and a subscribe. Comment if you're feeling friendly, and
Don't forget about that bell.
thanks so much.
Bye-bye.